coming to a continent and bringing Northern Hemisphere crops to the land and then insisting that the land look after them is not geographically sensible.
We believe that there is a way to sit with all of us at the table so that we can have a bioregional framework, so that we can look at freshwater, saltwater interface, how we look at the systems around us within this catchment to do development on just terms. But it must be evidence-based.
From a First Nations perspective, and if you think about holistic and how everything's interconnected, interrelated with everything that we do, climate change is the most appropriate language being used in the literature because it encompasses not just water, but it encompasses the land, the environment, the environmental impacts that are, continually contributing to our communities and our country going forward.
There is a bit of a shift in the change, I think, nationally, around the ways in which we can engage with Aboriginal communities and Aboriginal knowledges and the way in which they can be informing our practices. So for us, they've been engaging us and they've shown a deep willingness to be involved. And like I said, it's a big development because it requires time.
How are you going to be sensitive with Indigenous people? How are you going to make sure that, the stories that you collect are not going to be used for the benefit of, a university or a research organisation without the proper permission of, that traditional owner group whom you have engaged?
It's a philosophical approach that just requires the people that have the intimate knowledges of places and spaces to be engaged, to be contributing, and then that facilitation around the way in which that conversation and knowledge moves, that integrity is bound to that particular place.
What we are taught as Indigenous people is that when we're born into this world, we are told to be observational. So the elders have taught us to look up in the sky, down in the ground, and to look at what the environment is sharing with us as we live in a coexistence. We want to make a point that as Indigenous people, we make up 70% of the catchment, and that we do not perceive ourselves as stakeholders. We're shareholders. We've been here from the beginning of time, managing our estate. We want to work in collaboration with all of those economies and industries out there, but how do we do it in a sustainable way?